This is Master Kambai, also known as Multi-Topic Talk. Welcome to this brand new replay. Today it's Kindle versus Olaf. It was probably my first or second Global League game. Well, I was playing probably 4 Global League at the same time, and this one was the first one to end. We almost did a live play here. I hope you guys will enjoy. My overall thought, Kindle is a much better CEO than Olaf, mainly because she has a day-to-day and I don't. So you will see what I mean while we play. And even if you pay attention, at some point you will sleep. And at some point, she will find a way to get good engagement from buildings. So she's truly strong, and as usual, I will be fast in the first few turns. It was also my first experience in this new maps. I played a lot Stolen Moments, but this one is my first one. So as you can see, she has the income lead at that point. I go for the income tower. I think I should have went for the CD first. I do that mistake very often. So I get my first tank out one turn later than her first tank out. She creates infantry. Um, that's very good. That means she will have a good capture game. Now I create a second tank and 2 infantry. At that point I have a small value lead. That's only because I got 2 tank and she only got 1. Now this has changed. She has the income lead and the value lead as well. Now I train my first NTR because I expect early battle copters. Now it's equal in value with the buildings, but she did not took her turn yet. Now I must say this engagement was amazing. It's Kindle. You see, I wanted that building. He already had the thing in this area. One shot the infantry. That thing became a NTR for a turn. I think at that point I was watching, so I knew he had a thing there. Now I traded my first battlecopter, and as you can see, I'm always one turn later than him. Well, the explanation, he went for the com tower after me, and he had the extra infantry. Usually the extra infantry is to make it more even. That result most of the time to player 2 to have a small advantage. I say small because usually first player has the engagement, the first move advantage basically. So it's really hard to tell. I killed off my first infantry. I'm very happy about that. But I also realized he has a thing there, and I'm so pissed off against myself. I just gave my NTR to this thing. Now as you can see, he has a huge lead over me. That lead only stacks up. I took my first engagement against a tank. So now I have a small lead again. Now he's already there because he had much more infantry than me and he played very well. On my defense, that guy had like 10 win, like 5 defeat or 4 defeat. I don't know. It's at that point when I'm recording this, he had these stats. So he had already much more experience than me on Global League. And well, I played a lot of casual game, but that's very different because I'm not taking the game seriously and that guy barely does. and most of his game were a Kindle game, and Kindle is a really strong steel. Olaf is good, but in my own opinion, Kindle is much better. She's league ahead of him. I mean, she got one of the most broken power ever. If you want to escape it, you have infantry for a turn, and that's not that great because if the guy decides to skip it, like the moment he gets his urban blight, you skip it, and you only bought infantry because you expected him to use his blight. You're like, oh, I'm F, and because the day after that you will get a full-blown attack. Now at that point I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, maybe I should send the anti-air there, but I knew he had things, so I was like, I will move away my anti-air. And when I found that battlecopter, I was like, oh well, my battlecopter is gone, and yeah, the rift is just getting bigger. You see that urban blight? It's so good. It's 3 stars, and it delays my cap and ruin my economy for a turn. Now I lost all prisons there. At that point I knew I lost, but I was like, oh, maybe if I get my super I can flip the table, maybe, because my super is amazing. It's one of the best super in the game. Now I shell my infantry, if we can say it that way. I think it's the word. So I have units all around my unit. Make sure my cap is well finished. Now he sees my medium tank there. I don't see his troops. Now he took a shot at my anti-air. Now these 2 units are really well placed because they see my medium tank. Now I take out the battlecopter. I'm really happy about that. I'm like, oh, maybe he did the mistake. But I did not realize he had another tank, and I seen the second medium tank. At that point I'm like, oh, I lost. Because you see, I don't have enough for a second medium tank. He beats me in the tank area and medium tank as well. And now I'm like, oh, maybe my super will be good enough. Maybe I can be back on track. And then I find that infantry. I'm like, oh well, I just lost another infantry. Now he has a rocket. It's so good in this map. Rockets are really strong in this map. Because it's a huge map. Well, it's not huge, but it's big enough. Then I see his turn unfold. I'm like, my army that was already crippled is falling apart even more. So I lose all my units one by one, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I lost. I realized I lost at that point. There was no way back. His day-to-day is just too strong. I had no answers to anything. He has twice my value. He has more income, and I knew it. Even if it's bug, I knew it. So, yeah, as I expected, Kindle is a much better seal. She's league ahead of Olaf. So, if the people behind Advanced Wars by Web sees that video, please change your tier list. I will actually try to get in touch with the people behind the website. There are so many wrong things about that tier list, but regardless, that first experience was not that amazing because I knew that guy was just simply better than me. The moment I've seen how he was playing and which seal he was playing, because that was Kindle, I was like, well, if he's a main Kindle and he's that good, I stand no chance with Olaf. I even considered my blizzard to make sure I finished the cap. And I was like, my blizzard or my winter fury. But then I realized, well, I won't even make it to the winter fury, or I will make it, but I won't win because he has such a huge offering over me. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. We will see each other in future video. Have a great day.